There is a version of you that already exists, that's already decided. She's been listening to me all month, she's been taking notes, and she's thinking, yes, but insert your excuse. Yeah. Today, I want to talk to her because you need to make a decision in order to move forward. If you're not making a decision, you are not moving forward, and we'll move forward in Jesus' name. Hello, welcome all my anxious for nothing. Today is the final episode in our series of building financial consistency, and this one is the door. Yeah, this episode is about the decision you're going to make that's going to change everything for you. Not a massive financial decision, but a decision about you, about what you want. And you're going to ask your question, am I worth building for? Because I believe you are. So today we're going to make a start. We are getting over that analysis paralysis. We are making a start. We're going to do it scared and we're going to do it messy because that's exactly what I did. And you're going to do the same. And I'm where I am now, able to tell you the story because I've been through it. Yes, I was scared, I was nervous, and it was messy. And you're going to do the same, and you're going to get through it. None of this, I'm scared to make a mistake. It's not a mistake, it is learning. If you've been listening to me for a while now, I talk about it, yeah? Failure is not bad. It is an opportunity to learn. It is data. It is growth, yeah? Stop seeing it as a bad thing. Let's change our relationship. Let's change our mindset to it. And why are we going to make this decision? Because I know for you, the pain of knowing that 60-year-old you is still going to have to be working and not going to have a choice to be able to retire is too painful. 60-year-old you is going to look back at you now and saying, why did you not make that choice? Why did you not make that choice to start building? Yeah? Start it now. So that 60-year-old you will be thanking you now saying, I'm so happy I have the choice to continue working or stop working because you 20, 30, 15 years ago decided to make a decision. I mean, this is exactly the case for me. This is exactly why I made this decision 3 years ago. I mean, you don't want to have that risk or take that risk, especially now that you know that you were not bad with money. You just didn't have a system. And especially now that you know you can do something about it, do not take that risk. Come on. I mean, at the start of the month, at the start of the episodes, you did not know any better. Yeah? But now you know better. So because you know better, you need to do better. And today's episode is about making that choice. Don't be scared. You can hold my hand and we can go along together. I started this journey and you can come along this journey with me. Let's go along this journey together. So have you been with me for the last 3 episodes? Have you named your bank accounts, given all your money a job description? Do you feel a shift? It doesn't matter how small, but do you feel a shift? Okay, now stay with me. This episode, we're going through it. This is for you. One of the things that stood out very quickly for me was that I don't have that luxury of waiting until I feel ready or waiting until I have all the information because time is not a luxury for me anymore. If I want to be able to retire at 60, given my age now, time is not a luxury. I had to shift and learn to enjoy the process and not worship the goal. I had to decide what good looked like and make a conscious choice, conscious decision every day that I was that person. And I'll be honest with you, I'll live with you. I do have my bad days. It's not perfect every day, but I get up every day and knowing that I am becoming that person. I'm working towards becoming that person that has that choice at age 60 to decide whether she wants to retire or continue working. And what I'm going to say is having a strong reason why is what's going to keep you going. Motivation is going to come and go, but having a strong reason why will keep you going. It will keep you consistent because that thought of, oh my gosh, to keep on working is going to kick you up the bum and make you think, okay, let me get up and be consistent. Let me make sure I make this thing work because I don't want to have to have put myself in that position when I had the opportunity or the choice not. I'm going to give you straight. As soon as you make that choice, as soon as you make that decision, it's going to feel uncomfortable to start with. And that's because you are fighting the old version of you. Yeah. Old you is fighting for its life and new you is fighting to be born. One doesn't want to cease from existing and one wants to start beginning to exist. And to make that decision every day, you need to decide which version of you is going to benefit in 5 years' time. It's going to benefit next year. It's going to still benefit in 20 years' time. Which version of you, old you or new you, which one's going to benefit? For me, the version of me that would go broke if I stopped working, I knew would not benefit me in 20 years' time. I mean, I could say to myself, you know what, in Jesus' name, I'll never go broke. I'll never lose my job. You know, I can say that. And that very well will happen that by the grace of God, I will never lose my job. But what that does mean is that I'll have to keep on working. I will not have the opportunity to be able to stop working. And it also means that by the time I'm 60, I will not be able to retire with the comfort that I currently enjoy now while working, because I've not been able to build or have enough to be able to sustain this current lifestyle that I have. So for me to stay with that old version of me that would need to continue working would not benefit me in 20 years' time. I need to change and become that new version of me that will benefit and will have the choice to decide whether she wants to keep on working or not at 60. So I took action. I shared with you the system that I used in order to make that happen. And one thing that really stuck out for me really quickly was how quickly I was able to normalize the system and how quickly I was able to build. I do wish that I'd started 20 years ago or even 15 years ago. I do wish I'd started back then and I wasn't too scared. And I also wish I had a different mindset then and saw that spending on my education was a good investment. Because back then my mindset was, the school is responsible for my education. My employer is responsible for my education. My parents are responsible for my education. I didn't think that I was responsible for my own education and growth. I've always outsourced it for somebody else's job. I've already met my target of making my first 100,000. And my first target was to make 10K, which I've already done. Now, my next target is to build my dividends up to be able to start producing 5 figures every year. Currently, they've just started making 4 figures every year. And this system that I'm sharing with you does not require expertise. It is very simple. But what it does require is intention, knowing what you want and having the willingness to stick to it and keep on doing it, even when it gets boring. This isn't a long course because this is not the intention. This isn't my goal here. Rather, it's a process that you follow, you set, you maintain, and then you forget until you are comfortable with what you have built. We always make that mistake of learning and think that learning is doing. There are two completely different things. And that's what analysis paralysis costs us. We think that by learning and absorbing information, we're doing something, when really we're not doing anything. We are staying stagnant. We need to act on what we have learned. Waiting is just costing you so much time and so much money. And I want to remind us here of our Bible verse here, Luke 19:13. It talks about the parable of the talents. You know, this person put his money to work. This person was asked to put the money to work until the master came back. And expectation was for him to multiply it, not just preserve it. Waiting is not neutral. It's actually costing you. So if you think you're just going to wait, you're going to keep it, you're staying neutral. No, you're actually losing money. You're actually being costing you money. Like they say, inflation is a thing that is secretly eating your money that nobody talks about. And since we've been talking about building a life that you love, here there is something I want to plant in your head right now. And that is, what if your next big trip wasn't something that you did at the end of a good year? What if it was evidence that you've actually built the life that you want to build? You can find out more by joining Pro Traveler and make travel part of your plans, not just an afterthought. Send me on Instagram or TikTok and I'll send you details on how you can find out more information. So thank you so much for your time throughout this month and going through the episodes. If you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. I'm available on YouTube, Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Share this episode with a friend, family member, someone else, another woman that will also benefit from this podcast. And until then, I will see you next week. And remember, you are anxious for nothing. And when you win, everybody wins.